Have you ever felt like life is a constant battle? Like you're always pushing, always striving, always running towards something, only to find that the more you chase, the farther peace seems to slip away. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's just the overwhelming weight of existence itself, pressing down on you with expectations, responsibilities, and a never-ending list of things you should be doing. And yet, despite all the effort, despite all the struggle, true peace remains elusive. But what if I told you that everything you've been taught about how to find happiness, how to succeed, how to live has been wrong? What if the secret to a stress-free life was not in doing more, but in doing less? What if the path to true fulfillment was not in control, but in surrender? This is the wisdom of Lao Tzu, the legendary Chinese philosopher and author of the Tao Te Ching, a book so powerful that its teachings have shaped thousands of years of thought. And if you truly understand what he was saying, if you truly live his philosophy, your entire life will change. Lao Tzu taught something that goes against everything modern society tells us, that forcing, striving, and controlling life is the root of suffering. He spoke of a concept called Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or going with the flow. But let's be clear, this is not about being passive. It's not about giving up. It's not about doing nothing. It's about aligning yourself with the natural rhythms of life, about moving with the current instead of against it. Think about water. Water doesn't force its way through obstacles, it flows around them. It doesn't resist, it adapts. It doesn't fight, it yields. And yet, through its patience, it carves mountains. This is the essence of Wu Wei, the realization that true power comes not from resistance, but from harmony. And when you understand this, stress begins to dissolve, not because life becomes easier, but because you stop making it harder than it needs to be.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
But let's be real, this is not easy. We have been conditioned to believe that struggle is necessary, that effort equals success, that control equals security. Letting go feels terrifying. It feels unnatural. It feels like giving up. But ask yourself, has all your controlling, all your stressing, all your forcing actually brought you the peace you seek? Or has it only created more tension, more anxiety, more exhaustion? What would happen if, just for a moment, you stopped trying to control everything? If you simply allowed things to be as they are? If you trusted yourself, trusted life, trusted that things will unfold in their own time? Trust in what? Not in external forces, not in blind faith, but in the natural intelligence of life itself. Lao Tzu's philosophy invites us to surrender not in defeat, but in wisdom, to trust that things will unfold as they should, and to stop grasping so tightly, to stop resisting what is in favor of what we think should be. Think about the moments in your life when you were most at peace. Were they moments of struggle? Were they moments of rigid control? Or were they moments when you simply let go? When you stopped forcing? When you allowed life to move through you instead of trying to bend it to your will? This is the paradox of Wu Wei. The less you try to control everything, the more things naturally fall into place. But here's where it gets even more profound. This way of living doesn't just reduce stress, it makes you more effective. Because when you stop forcing, when you stop pushing against the current, you become more aware. You see opportunities that you would have missed in your frantic effort to control everything. You become adaptable, flexible, resilient. You stop wasting energy on unnecessary struggles and start moving with precision, with clarity, with deep purpose. Think about the greatest athletes, the greatest artists, the greatest thinkers. They don't succeed through sheer force alone. They succeed by entering a state of flow, by letting go of resistance, by acting effortlessly in alignment with their purpose. This is Wu Wei in action, and once you master it, life stops feeling like an uphill battle and starts feeling like a dance. But let's be real, this is not easy. We have been conditioned to believe that struggle is necessary, that effort equals success, that control equals security. Letting go feels terrifying. It feels unnatural. It feels like giving up. But ask yourself, has all your controlling, all your stressing, all your forcing actually brought you the peace you seek? Or has it only created more tension, more anxiety, more exhaustion? What would happen if, just for a moment, you stopped trying to control everything? If you simply allowed things to be as they are? If you trusted yourself, trusted life, trusted that things will unfold in their own time? This is not about being passive. This is about being deeply engaged with life in a way that is free from unnecessary resistance. It is about acting from a place of clarity rather than fear. It is about moving with life instead of against it. And if you can truly embrace this, if you can truly live this, then stress will no longer control you. Because stress is not caused by external circumstances, it is caused by your resistance to those circumstances. The moment you let go of that resistance, the moment you align yourself with the flow of life instead of struggling against it, is the moment you become free. But the question is, are you ready to let go? Are you ready to stop fighting? Are you ready to trust the deeper intelligence of life itself? Because if you are, then what awaits you is something most people will never experience: true peace, true freedom, and a way of living that is not just stress-free, but profoundly powerful. If you've made it this far, something inside you is already shifting. You are beginning to see that the way you have been approaching life through force, through control, through relentless striving may not be the only way. You are beginning to sense that there is another path, a path of ease, a path of harmony, a path where life does not have to feel like a constant battle. But even now, even as you feel the truth of Lao Tzu's wisdom resonating within you, there is resistance. A voice in your mind that says, "But if I stop trying so hard, won't I fall behind? Won't I lose control? Won't my life spiral into chaos?" This is the fear that keeps so many people trapped in stress, in anxiety, in endless struggle, the fear that surrender means weakness, that letting go means losing, and that to flow with life is to give up on personal power. But here is the paradox that changes everything. True power is not found in force. True control is not found in grasping. True mastery is not found in struggle. The greatest strength, the deepest wisdom, the most effective way of living comes not from fighting against life, but from moving in harmony with it. And when you truly understand this, when you embody this, everything changes. Think about the moments in your life when you have been at your absolute best. The moments when you felt completely in sync with what you were doing. The moments when time seemed to slow down, when everything just clicked, when you were acting effortlessly, without overthinking, without resistance. Maybe it was a conversation where words flowed naturally. Maybe it was a creative endeavor where inspiration poured through you like a river. Maybe it was an athletic performance where your body moved with perfect precision. Whatever it was, in those moments, you were not forcing, you were flowing. You were not struggling, you were aligned. And in that state, you were more effective, more powerful, more alive than in any moment of stress, anxiety, or control. This is what Lao Tzu was pointing to. This is Wu Wei in action, the state of effortless mastery, where action and awareness become one, where you move with life rather than against it. And the secret is this: you do not have to chase this state. You have to allow it. You have to get out of your own way. But how do you do that? How do you step out of the cycle of stress, of overthinking, of trying to force life to work the way you think it should? The first step is trust. Not blind trust, not passive surrender, but a deep, unshakable trust in the intelligence of life itself. Look at nature. The sun does not struggle to shine. The tree does not force itself to grow. The river does not fight its way to the ocean, it simply flows, effortlessly adapting to every rock, every bend, every obstacle in its path. And yet we humans, with all our intelligence, with all our knowledge, seem to believe that we must constantly fight life, that we must control every outcome, that we must stress and struggle and push in order to succeed. But what if we are wrong? What if the key to everything we seek, peace, success, happiness, is not in doing more, but in doing less? Not in trying harder, but in letting go. This does not mean inaction. This does not mean sitting back and waiting for life to hand you everything. What Lao Tzu teaches is not about passivity, it is about alignment. It is about acting from a place of deep presence rather than reactive fear. It is about moving with clarity rather than desperation. It is about trusting in the natural flow of life while remaining fully engaged in it. Because here is what most people do not realize: when you stop forcing, when you stop resisting, when you stop clinging to control, you do not become powerless, you become unstoppable. You enter a state where your actions are effortless, where your decisions are clear, where you move with the natural intelligence of life rather than against it. And in this state, stress dissolves. Not because life becomes easier, but because you stop making it harder than it needs to be. But here's where most people struggle. Letting go feels unnatural. It feels like giving up. It feels like stepping into the unknown without a safety net. And that is terrifying. Because we have been conditioned to believe that control equals security, that effort equals success, that struggle equals progress. And so, even when we see the truth of Lao Tzu's wisdom, even when we feel the pull toward a life of greater ease, we hesitate. We cling to old patterns. We grip life tightly, afraid that if we loosen our hold, everything will fall apart. But let me ask you this: has all your controlling, all your stressing, all your forcing actually brought you the peace you seek? Or has it only created more tension, more exhaustion, more frustration? What would happen if, just for a moment, you trusted, not in external forces, not in blind luck, but in yourself, in life, in the deep, unseen intelligence that moves through everything? This is not a philosophical idea. This is a way of living. And if you begin to practice it, if you begin to apply it in your daily life, you will see the truth of it for yourself. The next time you feel stress rising, the next time you find yourself trying to force an outcome, the next time you feel the grip of control tightening around your mind, pause, breathe, And ask yourself, am I fighting against life right now? Am I resisting what is? Am I making this harder than it needs to be? And then, just for a moment, let go. Release the need to control. Allow life to unfold. Then move with the current instead of against it. And watch what happens. Because here is the final truth. Life is not meant to be a struggle. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be pain. Yes, there will be moments of uncertainty. But suffering, unnecessary suffering, is a choice. And it is a choice that comes from resistance, from control, from the belief that we must fight life rather than trust it. But when you step into Wu Wei, when you embrace the effortless way, when you stop resisting and start flowing, stress no longer controls you. Fear no longer paralyzes you. Life no longer feels like a battle, it feels like a dance. And when you move in harmony with life, when you act from a place of deep trust rather than desperate control, you do not just reduce stress. You unlock a level of power, of clarity, of presence that most people will never experience. So now, the final question, are you ready? Are you ready to stop fighting? Are you ready to stop forcing? Are you ready to let go of the illusion of control and step into the effortless way? Because if you are, then what awaits you is something beyond stress-free living. What awaits you is freedom. What awaits you is mastery. What awaits you is a life where every action is effortless, where every moment is aligned, where you are no longer at war with life, but in perfect harmony with it. This is what Lao Tzu was pointing to. This is the path of Wu Wei, and the only thing standing between you and this way of living is a choice, the choice to trust, to flow, to let go. The choice to stop making life harder than it needs to be. The choice to embrace the effortless way. And once you make that choice, once you truly commit to it, you will never see life the same way again. Because you will finally understand the greatest secret of all, that peace, that power, that freedom you have been searching for was never something you had to chase. It was always there, waiting. The only thing you had to do was stop resisting and let it in.